I can't remember if my dad left in the winter or the spring, and I should be able to remember because I was 14 when it happened, but certain days have a way of camouflaging themselves perfectly, and that day continues to hide deep in the calendar like the most talented chameleon in the world. I do remember the first Father's Day after he left, how, as a favor to our mom, my brother and I acted like it was nothing big at all, just a day like any other day. We had already made it through the hard part, the week of nonstop commercials about Sears shop tools and shirts and floating head electric shavers that were on sale. When they came on the TV, my brother would start practicing his one-handed catch by heaving a tennis ball against the living room paneling, and I'd say, "Quit it, Stoop, it leaves marks." "Shut up!" Bounce. "I said quit it!" "Forget you!" Bounce again. "Mom! You kids, for the love of God, will you just knock it off?" And by the time we finished our fight, the Father's Day commercial would be over. Back then, both my brother and I were sure Dad was coming back. We were sure of it, because how could your own dad, a guy you had known all your life, really leave? It just didn't make sense. And we had seen enough movies to know about weird plots, the kind that totally convince you right to the last second that the ending is going to be tragic, but then, 30 seconds from the end, you hear the music and blam! The hero bursts through the door swinging on a rope and blam, blam, blam! The enemy is conquered. Yay! The people are saved. All right! And the whole thing turns out to be even better than before because now the man and the lady finally know how much they mean to each other. They look into each other's eyes and they know it for sure, and nothing is ever going to tear them apart again. And after the movie, the lights come up and you all get into your dad's car and go to Gil's Drive-In for ice cream. My brother and I knew about these movies because it was our dad who took us to them. Almost every Sunday, he'd drive us across town to a $1.50 for adults, kids get in free theater called The Barn, where we saw Fistful of Dollars, Our Man Flint, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And it was from these movies that my brother and I both learned that there are certain days that are just perfect for perfect endings. And we were thinking that maybe Father's Day was going to be it. I even rehearsed my part the night before. How when Dad came up the stairs, I would run to him, and then my brother would run to him, and then Mom would come out of the kitchen to see what the noise was, and there'd be a close-up of her face, and then a close-up of my dad's face, and he'd say, "I'm sorry, honey," and she'd say, "That's okay, darling. Everybody makes mistakes. All that matters is that you're home." And I'd prove how I never doubted him for a second by handing him his wrapped Father's Day present of Jade East cologne, and everything would go back to normal, and I swore to God that when it did, I would never take it for granted again, not even for one little second. No, I wouldn't, and thank you, God, thank you. I remember how hot it was when I got up that morning, how I snuck past my mom and down into the basement to wrap his present and to sign, "To the best dad, love, Lynda," on a card with a picture of a monkey in a bowling uniform holding a gold trophy and smoking a cigar. Then I hid them both, went upstairs into the living room, sat next to my brother on the couch, and started waiting.